My child, do not leave yet. Heaven assigned this exact moment to intercept your anxiety tonight. I know exactly how heavy your chest feels right now. You are lying there with the glow of the screen illuminating your tired face. The house is quiet, but your mind is so incredibly loud. You are calculating tomorrow before today has even finished. You are trying to figure out how to stretch the money, how to fix the broken relationships, how to survive the pressure of the morning. Stop. Just breathe. I brought you here to this exact place to tell you something you desperately need to hear. Open your hands. Look at them. Your fists have been tightly clenched for so long that you do not even realize you are holding on for dear life. You are operating in pure survival mode. You wake up exhausted. You put on a brave face. You go out into the world and you hustle. You work so hard. I see the invisible weight you carry 24 hours a day. I see how you smile at people during the day while your heart is silently screaming for just one day of absolute rest. You are carrying the weight of a provider, a protector, a peacekeeper. But my beloved child, your hands were never designed to hold the weight of the entire world. Tonight, your life is about to change forever, but it cannot happen while your hands are closed. When your hands are tightly clenched in fear, they cannot receive the miracle I am trying to place into them. You have been trying to control every outcome because you are terrified of what happens if you drop the ball. You think that if you stop worrying for even one single minute, everything will fall apart. You think it all depends on you. It does not. I am God. I am the creator of the universe, and I am your father. I hold the stars in place, and I can certainly hold your fragile life together. You are exhausted because you are doing my job. Release it. Open your hands right now. I know the culture around you tells you to grind harder, to never sleep, to pull yourself up and fight your way to the top. They tell you that your worth is measured by your productivity and your bank account. But my kingdom does not work like that. In my kingdom, you receive your greatest breakthroughs when you finally surrender. I see the bills that are keeping you awake. I see the rent, the mortgage, the credit card debt that feels like an immovable mountain. You work 2 jobs just to stay afloat. You check your bank account and feel that sudden drop in your stomach. I see the career stress and the silent tears you cry when you are alone in your car. You have given 100% of your energy to people and companies who give you nothing in return. You have been fighting battles in secret that nobody else knows about. You feel isolated. You feel like you are falling behind while everyone else is moving forward. That is a lie from the enemy designed to keep you trapped in a cycle of anxiety. You are exactly where you need to be for me to step in. I am commanding the storm in your mind to be still. I am speaking peace over your racing thoughts. The pain you have been experiencing is not a punishment. It is a preparation. But you must let go of the steering wheel. Your knuckles are white from holding on so tight. Let go. Let me drive. I have solutions you have not even thought of yet. I have doors prepared for you that no man can shut. But you have to trust me enough to open your hands. I want you to mentally take every single problem that is keeping you awake tonight and place it into my hands. Give me the financial pressure. Give me the fear of failure. Give me the anxiety about your children, your health, your future. It is too heavy for you. I will carry it. As you listen to my voice tonight, I am shifting the atmosphere in your room. Angels are being dispatched right now to fight the spiritual battles you cannot fight. While you sleep tonight, I am going to be working behind the scenes. Tomorrow is going to be different, but there is a deeper reason why your hands are closed tightly. It is not just about the illusion of control. It is about an unspoken pain. You are holding on to something that broke you recently. You are holding on to a door that slammed in your face, and you are terrified to let go of the shattered pieces. What you are holding so tightly right now is exactly what is breaking you. Let me show you what happens when you finally let go. You thought holding on meant you were strong. You were raised in a culture that glorifies the hustle. From a young age, you absorbed the toxic lie that if you want something done right, you have to do it yourself. You became the strong one. You became the designated survivor in your family. You are the one everyone calls when they need money, when they need advice, when their world is falling apart. You fix their problems. You carry their burdens. You smile and tell everyone you are doing fine. But my child, I am looking at your heart right now, and I have to ask you a question. Who is carrying you? You are carrying the weight of a provider and a protector. but you are quietly collapsing under the pressure. You sit in your car in the driveway before going inside the house, just to have 5 minutes of silence. You look at your phone screen and calculate the cost of groceries, the rent, the car payment, the endless stream of bills. You feel that familiar tightening in your chest. You open social media and you see everyone else moving forward. You see them buying houses, getting promotions, living the life you prayed for, and a silent whisper of shame tells you that you are falling behind. You feel like you are running on a treadmill that keeps moving faster, and you cannot find the stop button. You are terrified of failing. You are terrified of letting everyone down. You have convinced yourself that if you take one day off, if you drop one single ball, your entire life will shatter into a million pieces. Listen to me very carefully right now. Stop trying to be God in your own life. It is destroying you. I never asked you to be the savior of your family. I never asked you to sacrifice your mental health on the altar of the American dream. The hustle culture is a beautiful deception. It promises you security, but it only delivers absolute exhaustion. You have built a massive fortress of control around your life, because you think control equals safety. You plan every detail. You overthink every conversation. You try to predict every possible disaster before it happens, so you can protect yourself. But control is just an illusion. When you try to control everything, you leave absolutely no room for my grace to operate. I am asking you to resign from the position of general manager of the universe. It is a job you were never qualified for, and it pays a terrible wage. Give me your resignation tonight. I want you to literally open your hands right now wherever you are. Open your hands and release the financial anxiety. Release the need to fix the people around you who refuse to fix themselves. Release the desperate need to know exactly how tomorrow is going to work out. I am your ultimate provider. Your job is not your source. Your bank account is not your source. Your government is not your source. I am your source. The economy does not dictate your destiny. My kingdom does not operate on the principles of Wall Street. I can multiply your resources in ways that defy human logic. I can bring favor into your career that 10 years of grinding could never achieve. But you must step out of the way. You must stop trying to manipulate every outcome. My grace flows where human effort ends. Right now, I am breaking the spirit of heavy burden off your shoulders. I am commanding the anxiety that has been living in your chest to pack its bags and leave. You will not carry this weight into tomorrow. Breathe out the stress. Breathe in my peace. You are so tired because you have been fighting spiritual battles with physical weapons. You have been trying to logic your way out of a situation that requires a miracle. You cannot outwork this season. You can only surrender your way through it. Let me take the heavy lifting. I see the quiet sacrifices you make. I see the meals you skip so your family can eat. I see the extra shifts you pick up when your body is screaming for rest. Heaven has recorded every single tear you shed in secret. You are not invisible to me. I am about to reward your endurance. But the reward does not come through more striving. It comes through deep trust. I know how hard it is to let go when the world tells you to grip tighter. You have been taught that resting is laziness. You have been taught that if you are not exhausted, you are not doing enough. That is a lie planted by the enemy to keep you distracted and depleted. The enemy knows that a rested believer is a dangerous believer. When you are rested, you can hear my voice clearly. When you are exhausted, all you can hear is the loud voice of your own anxiety. I am calling you back to the quiet place. I am calling you back to the sanctuary of my presence, where you do not have to perform for my love. You do not have to earn my protection. You do not have to prove your worth by how much you suffer. Your worth was established before the foundation of the earth. You are my beloved child. Nothing you do can increase my love for you, and no failure can diminish it. I am transitioning you from a season of hustling into a season of holy flow. Things that used to take you months to achieve will happen in days. Doors that you banged on for years will simply drift open. But we need to go deeper first. We need to talk about the real reason you are so afraid to trust me. It is not just about the money or the job or the daily pressure. There is a specific pain you are hiding deep inside. You are trying to fix a situation that I intentionally broke. There is a door that slammed shut recently. A relationship ended abruptly. A career opportunity vanished into thin air. A plan you prayed for fell completely apart. You are still standing in front of that closed door. knocking, crying, begging for it to open back up. You feel betrayed. You feel like I ignored your prayers. But what if I told you that I was the one who locked that door? Yes, I locked it. I stood in front of that opportunity, that relationship, that specific future you planned out so perfectly in your mind, and I firmly turned the deadbolt. I know you cried. I know you felt an agonizing wave of rejection. You sat on the floor of your bedroom and asked me why I let your heart break. You asked why you were not chosen. You watched other people walk right into the exact blessing you had been praying for, and you felt completely abandoned. But my precious child, you were not abandoned. You were protected. You are holding the ashes of a burned bridge, crying over what you lost, but you do not realize that the bridge was leading you to a destination that would have destroyed your soul. Did you really think I would let you settle for less than my best? You are mourning a loss, but heaven is celebrating a rescue. Look at your hands again. You are clutching the memories of what used to be. You are holding on to the words they said to you, the promises they broke, the career you thought was your final destination. You tried so incredibly hard to make it work. You poured your blood, sweat, and tears into a situation that I never gave you the grace for. You compromised your own boundaries just to keep the peace, and you ended up losing pieces of yourself in the process. You are terrified that because you are starting over at this stage in your life, you have somehow missed your window of opportunity. The culture around you tells you that you are supposed to have it all figured out by now. You are supposed to have the mortgage, the perfect family, the climbing retirement account, the flawless resume. And because your reality looks like a construction zone, a silent voice whispers in the dark that you are a failure. That is the heavy ash you are holding in your clenched fists tonight. But in Isaiah chapter 43 verses 18 and 19, I gave you a very specific command. I said, "Forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland. I cannot give you the streams in the wasteland if you refuse to leave the desert of your past. I need you to open your hands and let the wind of my spirit blow those ashes away. It is time to stop grieving over a season that has officially expired. The person who walked away was not meant to go where I am taking you next. They could not handle the weight of your calling. The opportunity that fell through was entirely too small for the magnitude of what I am about to do in your life. Your story did not end with that heartbreak. That was simply the end of a chapter you had completely outgrown. The enemy wants you to sit by that closed door for the rest of your life, knocking and begging for crumbs. But I have prepared a massive banquet for you in a completely different room. Stand up. Dust off your hands. It is time to turn around and face forward. I am preparing a brand new path, and it is more beautiful than anything your mind could possibly imagine right now. I am bringing divine alignments into your life. I am bringing people who will not misunderstand you, who will not use your generosity against you, and who will see the absolute gold inside your heart without you having to prove your worth. I am bringing opportunities that will not require you to sacrifice your mental health or compromise your peace. I am redeeming the time you thought you lost. Every tear you cried in secret was caught in my bottle, and I am turning that sorrow into a harvest of unimaginable joy. But there is one final barrier standing between you and this massive breakthrough. Your hands are open now, but they are still stained. Before I can pour the fresh oil of my favor over your life, we have to deal with a silent poison that is running through your heart right now. You might not even realize you are carrying it, but it is actively blocking the miracle from reaching you. It is a heavy stone hidden deep in your soul. Let me show you exactly what this poison is and how we are going to wash it away tonight. The silent poison running through your soul right now is unforgiveness. Do you know what is actually blocking your breakthrough tonight? You thought you moved on, but every time you scroll past their picture on your phone, every time you hear their name or see them living a comfortable life, a quiet resentment boils up deep inside of you. You are watching people who lied to you, people who used your generosity, people who stepped right over your boundaries, seemingly succeeding and thriving in the world. And it makes you incredibly angry. You sit alone in your car or on your bed and ask me why the wicked prosper, while you are sitting here struggling just to pay your basic utility bills. You feel like justice was never served. You feel like they got away with destroying your peace. But listen to me very closely, my beloved child. Holding on to that anger is not punishing them. It is destroying you. Resentment is like drinking a cup of toxic poison every single morning and wondering why you are the one feeling sick. Your hands are tightly wrapped around the throat of your own past, demanding an apology you are never going to get. I need you to open your hands and release those people to me. I am the righteous judge. Vengeance belongs to me alone. When you hold on to bitterness, you are building a massive concrete wall between you and the financial and emotional miracle I am trying to send into your home. You cannot receive a pure blessing with toxic hands. Let them go. Say it out loud in the quiet of your room tonight. Say that you forgive them, not because they deserve your forgiveness, but because you desperately deserve peace. But there is a second layer to this poison, and it is much more dangerous. There is someone else you are refusing to forgive. You have not forgiven yourself. You are sitting there tonight dissecting every single mistake you made over the last 10 or 20 years. In this modern society, you are constantly bombarded with images of overnight success. You are told that by the time you reach a certain age, you should have a massive retirement account, a flawless marriage, a perfect credit score, and an untouchable career trajectory. When your reality looks like a daily struggle just to survive the week, you internalize it as a profound personal failure. You replay the tape of every financial misstep. You calculate where you would be today if you had not trusted that one person, or if you had not stayed in that toxic job for so long. You carry the silent guilt of not being able to provide everything you want for your family right now. You feel like you are perpetually behind in a race you never even wanted to run. You hide your exhaustion behind a brave smile, because in your daily life, vulnerability is often treated as a weakness. So you swallow the pain, you push down the anxiety, and you just keep working. But that internal pressure has turned into heavy shame. You look at your peers, and you feel a crushing wave of regret because you think you ruined your own life. You are holding yourself hostage for decisions you made when you were simply trying to survive the intense pressure of this fast-paced world. Stop it right now. I am not angry with you. I am not disappointed in you. In the book of Romans, chapter 8, verse 1, I promise that there is now absolutely no condemnation for those who belong to me. Why are you continuing to punish a version of yourself that I have already forgiven? The mistakes of your past were factored into my perfect plan for your future, long before you were even born. You did not ruin your destiny. You are not that powerful. I can take your worst financial mistake, your most painful relationship failure, and your deepest regret, and weave them into a spectacular masterpiece of grace. But you have to drop the stone you are holding. You cannot embrace your beautiful future while you are still whipping your own back for the past. I want you to mentally open your hands right now and drop the heavy stones of shame and self-hatred. You are clean, you are washed, you are completely forgiven. I have cast your sins and your mistakes as far as the east is from the west. Do you feel that? Do you feel the heavy physical weight leaving your chest right now, as you release the bitterness towards others and the brutal condemnation towards yourself? A massive spiritual blockade has just been completely destroyed. The air in your room is literally changing as you listen to my voice. Your hands are finally empty, and they are finally clean. Now, you are ready for the shift. Because you have surrendered the control, the ashes, and the poison, I can finally pull back the curtain. You thought I was quiet during your long season of pain. You thought I abandoned you in the dark while everyone else was moving forward. But you are about to discover exactly what I have been doing behind the scenes while you were crying yourself to sleep. While you were crying yourself to sleep. While you were staring at the ceiling wondering how you were going to make it through another week. I was orchestrating a massive realignment in your favor. You thought my silence meant I was absent. You thought because the physical circumstances did not change immediately that I was ignoring your prayers. You see the physical world. You see the bank statements. You see the corporate ladders, the unpaid bills, and the medical reports. But you do not see the spiritual realm. Right now, in places you have absolutely no access to, I am moving the hearts of people who hold the keys to your next chapter. I am walking into the rooms that your resume could never get you into. I am sitting at the tables where your name is being discussed. Do you understand what that actually means for you tonight? It means the battle is not yours. It never was. You worry about your credit score. You worry about the mortgage approval. You stress over the emails sitting in your inbox right now. You think your future is in the hands of a hiring manager, a loan officer, or a corporate executive. It is not. The hearts of kings are in my hands, and I can turn them wherever I wish. You have been stressed about an economy that I can override with a single whisper. You have been terrified of a medical system that bows to my healing hand. In the book of Romans chapter 8 verse 28, I gave you a promise that completely defies human logic. I promise that in all things I work for the good of those who love me. All things. Not just the good days, not just the seasons of abundance. I am taking the worst moments of your life, the betrayals, the financial losses, the health scares, and I am weaving them together into a beautiful tapestry of triumph. I am taking the business that failed, the degree you paid for but never used, the years you spent loyal to a company that laid you off without a second thought. I am gathering every single broken piece. You thought the delay meant denial. You thought because the answer did not come on your specific timeline, that I had completely forgotten your address. I have not forgotten you. The delay was never a punishment. It was a period of intense preparation. I was not just preparing the blessing for you. I was preparing you to be able to carry the massive blessing without it crushing your character. If I had given you what you asked for 5 years ago, you would not have been strong enough to sustain it. The weight of the success would have destroyed you. But now, you are ready. Your hands are finally open. Your heart is finally clear of the toxic bitterness. The shift you have been desperately waiting for is no longer in the distant future. It is happening right now, in the unseen realm. The atmosphere in your bedroom is already different than it was when this message started. Can you feel the heaviness lifting off your chest? The spirit of heaviness is being replaced by a garment of praise. I am doing a supernatural work in your finances, stabilizing what was broken and multiplying what is left. I am touching your physical body, sending divine healing from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet. I am bringing a sudden and profound peace to your chaotic mind. I am fighting for you in the dark. But to fully receive this miraculous shift, you have to change your vocabulary. You have spent entirely too many years speaking defeat over your own life. You have let anxiety dictate your daily confessions. You wake up and immediately speak words of failure before your feet even touch the floor. That stops tonight. As you prepare to close your eyes and rest, I am going to give you the exact blueprints of tomorrow. I am going to give you the precise words of authority that will completely rewire your reality. Are you ready to speak these powerful truths into existence? Your voice has immense power. In the book of Proverbs, chapter 18, verse 21, I told you that life and death are in the power of the tongue. For entirely too long, you have been using your own words to build a prison around your future. I watch you every single day. The alarm sounds in the morning, and the very first words you whisper in the dark are words of defeat. You walk through the grocery store, and you speak fear over the rising prices. You look at your medical bills, or your mortgage statement, and you declare out loud that you are never going to get out of this hole. You drive in heavy traffic to a job that drains your soul, and you announce to the empty car that you are completely trapped. You are constantly speaking death over your own life. You are cursing your own bank account. You are cursing your own physical body. You are echoing the exact lies the enemy desperately wants you to believe. You have allowed the anxiety of this modern society to become your daily vocabulary. But that cycle of self-destruction ends right now. Tonight we are going to completely change your language. I am giving you the spiritual blueprints for your tomorrow. When you speak these truths, you are not just practicing positive thinking. You are not manifesting. You are aligning your physical voice with my heavenly decree. I want you to listen to these words and let them saturate your weary spirit. If you are alone in your room right now, I want you to speak them out loud. Command the atmosphere of your bedroom to listen to you. Say this with me right now. I am a beloved child of the Most High God. My worth is absolutely not tied to my productivity, my job title, or my bank account. I am stepping out of the brutal culture of constant hustle, and I am stepping into the divine rhythm of holy grace. God is my absolute provider. The economy does not dictate my destiny. Inflation does not limit my blessing. My corporate ladder is not my ultimate source of promotion. Heaven is my source. I refuse to panic over money because my Father owns the entire universe, and He knows exactly what I need before I even ask. I renounce the exhausting pride of trying to be self-made. I am wonderfully made by the Creator of the stars. Keep speaking, my child. Do you feel the shift in the room? The heavy air is beginning to clear. Say this next. I am releasing every single person who hurt me. I do not need their apology to heal. I am dropping the heavy baggage of resentment right now. I am completely immune to the toxic opinions of people who do not know my heart. I release the desperate need to please people who only tolerate me when I am useful to them. I will no longer compare my behind-the-scenes struggle to the carefully curated highlight reels of others on the internet. I am exactly where I need to be. My timeline is perfectly orchestrated by divine wisdom. I am not falling behind. I am perfectly on time for my miracle. Now I want you to speak life over your physical body and your mental health. The American dream has tried to convince you that exhaustion is a badge of honor. That is a lie. Declare this truth. My mind is a quiet sanctuary. Anxiety has absolutely no legal right to operate in my thoughts. Depression must bow to the powerful name of Jesus. I am breathing out the chaos of this incredibly fast-paced world, and I am breathing in profound heavenly peace. My physical body is healing right now. My energy is returning. The deep exhaustion that has been living in my bones for years is being washed away by the gentle presence of the Holy Spirit. I am drawing a firm line in the sand tonight. I will not carry the heavy burdens of today into my tomorrow. I declare a thick hedge of protection over my home. My family is covered. My future is entirely secure. Do you understand what is happening in the unseen realm right now? Every time you make these bold declarations, mighty angels are dispatched to build the exact reality you are speaking into existence. The spiritual realm responds to your God-given authority. You are finally taking your rightful place. You are no longer acting like a helpless victim of your circumstances. You are a victorious conqueror. The closed doors of your past were simply divine boundaries, designed to keep you on the right path. The intense financial pressure was just a training ground to teach you how to manage the massive wealth that is coming your way. You are being perfectly positioned for a sudden breakthrough that will completely shock the people who counted you out. You have spoken the blueprints. The spiritual foundation is successfully laid. Your mind is finally rewired for victory. However, we are not completely finished yet. I am looking at you lying there in the dark. The spiritual battle is won, but your physical body is still carrying the residual trauma of your long day. Your shoulders are tight, your jaw is clenched, you are still taking shallow breaths. You are physically fighting sleep because a tiny part of you is still terrified to completely let go of the control. You are afraid of the silence. Before you can finally drift into the miraculous and healing sleep I have prepared for you, there is one final physical act of total surrender you must perform. You are about to experience a release so incredibly profound that you will wake up tomorrow morning feeling like a completely different human being. The final act of surrender is not a complex prayer you have to memorize. It is a simple physical posture you must take. I want you to look at your hands one last time in the dark. Open them completely. Lay them flat by your side, or rest them gently on your chest with your palms facing upward. This is the universal posture of a child who is finally ready to receive. Now I want you to pay attention to your physical body. You have been wearing your stress like a heavy suit of armor all day long. Unclench your jaw. Drop your shoulders away from your ears. Relax the muscles in your neck and your back. You are holding tension in places you do not even realize, because you have been in a state of constant defense. Take a very deep breath in right now. Fill your lungs with the quiet air of this room. As you exhale, I want you to visualize yourself blowing out every single ounce of the hustle, every approaching deadline, every financial calculation, and every heavy expectation that society has placed on your shoulders. You are entirely safe here. In this specific room, in this exact moment, you do not have to produce anything. You do not have to perform for anyone. You do not have to be the strong one. You just have to rest. I know you are so used to planning your tomorrow while you are trying to fall asleep today. You mentally review your schedule. You worry about the alarm clock. You stress over the traffic, the emails, and the endless list of chores. I am asking you to hand that entire list over to me right now. In Psalm chapter 4 verse 8, I promised you this. In peace, I will lie down and sleep. For you alone, Lord, make me dwell in safety. The reason you can finally close your eyes tonight is because I never close mine. In Psalm 121 verse 4, I told you that the one who watches over you will neither slumber nor sleep. I am officially taking the night shift over your life. While you rest, I am working. I am organizing your tomorrow so that when you wake up, you will walk right into the divine favor we just spoke into existence. Let my gentle presence settle over you like a thick, warm blanket. I am dispatching an army of angels to stand guard at the four corners of your room tonight. They are holding back the unseen forces of anxiety, depression, and fear. No weapon formed against your peace will prosper in this house. I am speaking a holy command over your racing thoughts right now. I command the chaos to completely shut down. I speak a divine, steady rhythm over your heartbeat. I am washing your mind with the living water of my spirit. Let the trauma of this long week wash away. Let the harsh words people spoke to you simply dissolve into nothing. They do not matter here. Only my voice matters. Only my immense love for you matters. If you wake up in the middle of the night and the panic tries to return, do not fight it with your own strength. Do not reach for your phone to scroll through the endless noise of the world. Simply open your hands again in the dark and whisper my name. Jesus. That one single word is enough to shift the atmosphere of your room back into perfect peace. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. I was there when you took your very first breath, and I am right here with you right now, holding you softly through this difficult transition. You have survived every single bad day you have ever faced, and you are going to absolutely thrive in the beautiful season that is coming. Tomorrow the sun will rise, and my mercies will be brand new, completely refreshed and waiting for you. But right now, tomorrow does not exist. The past is already gone and completely forgiven. The future is entirely secure in my capable hands. All that exists right now is this quiet moment, your slow breathing, and my profound love wrapping around your weary soul. You have done enough for today. You are enough. Surrender the control. Embrace the grace. If you receive this peace tonight, simply whisper amen in your heart. Drift into the deepest, most healing sleep you have experienced in years. I am watching over you, my beautiful, beloved child. You can rest now,